Welcome in, one and all, and today we have an absolute banger of a tactic for you. Now, the first team this was tested with was Fulham of the English Premier League, and the next team is Bayern Munich of the Bundesliga. And in the first season with Fulham, we managed to get a joint second place finish, but also brought home the Emirates FA Cup. And with Bayern Munich, we managed to win the Bundesliga, win the UEFA Champions League, and also bring home that DFB Pokal. So using two teams with massive differences in quality, we've still had some absolutely exceptional results on the field. But without any further ado, let's jump over to FM24. We'll have a look at the setup and we'll have a look at a little bit more detail, the actual league statistics and some of the stuff happening behind the scenes. So welcome back in everybody to the channel and welcome in to this brand new tactic. And as we touched on briefly, this setup is killing it, not just at Bayern but also at lower end teams in the Premier League. With Fulham, we managed to get a really good finish. But first of all, with Bayern Munich winning the league with ease, no losses all season, comfortably in the end winning the Champions League and also bringing home the DFB Pokal. But if we have a look at this now in a little bit more detail, with this setup you tend to get the best of both worlds. It's not just all about attacking. Yes, you score a lot of goals, but you can also defend very well indeed. And if you don't concede many goals, you're going to win more games. But overall, 94 points and a goal difference of plus 77, which is 33 more than our closest competitor in Leipzig. But overall on the league, as you'd expect with the kind of quality players compared to everybody else, we have dominated every single stat on there. Goals, average rating, assists, player of the matches, clean sheets. It's pretty much a given. But, you know, it's sort of similar on the Fulham side as well, which is pretty exciting. I did test it with Fulham first, so I fully expected it to work here at Bayern Munich, and it has absolutely delivered. But overall, look at the team detailed stats now. On the attacking side of things now, first of all, possession dominated. You're going to expect that with this setup. But on the goals, chances created, goals per game, we are all over it. And even there's some more cool stats on here now. The amount of crosses completed is absolutely superb, and our expected goals is very high indeed. And don't forget, it's still considerably high, even though we're not really conceding too many goals. 21 goals conceded in 34 games, not too bad at all. But there's other stats on here which are key. Shots against, very low, 266, and we only give up 115 shots on target over the entire campaign, so not too shabby at all. And looking at that, managing to shut the opposition down very well, closing them down and winning that ball back. So really impressive across every single stat and all competition. But look at the squad. If you look at this now, average ratings, we're getting the best out of every single player available at the club. Goals pretty much coming from everywhere, and the same story goes for the assists as well. Wing back, left, right, strikers, everyone in the team is chipping in. Very much a team effort and a very good team performance. So over on the data hub now, we're averaging just under 3 goals per game, conceding a lot less than 1, 0.62. Shots per game just under 16. But what I'm very impressed with is the pass completion is nearly 90%. And once again, if you've got the ball, the opposition haven't got it, they're not scoring a goal. You manage to dominate possession with this tactic, really dictate the tempo and dictate the terms of the game, and also bring home a lot of trophies and get a little bit of glory on your save as well. But anyway, that's a brief look there at the Bayern Munich competitions there, how they fared across the season. Let's jump across to Fulham now and let's have a look at how they've done in their competitions and have a little bit more of a look at the stats before we jump over to the tactic itself. Now moving across to Fulham, we was predicted to finish in it's going to be a relegation scrap. With this setup, we've managed to come away from that massively, and we actually finished level on points with Arsenal, and we only lost 2 games all season. And like we said, we know how good we are defensively. 12 draws, pretty much more than everybody else in the top half of the table, really. That's where it killed us. If we'd put a few more of them draws into wins, who knows, could have even brought home a title, which would have been absolutely crazy. On the Emirates FA Cup, we did win that, beating Tottenham Hotspur 3-2 in the final, so bringing home a little bit of glory. But we're already in the Champions League, so it's not too bad at all. I'm not too sure the last time Fulham won a trophy, but either way, they've won one now. They're in Champions League football. But let's have a look now at the stages of the competition. So overall, we scored 74 goals, which was the third highest. Yes, was it 1, 2? Yeah, third highest in the entire league. And we only conceded 36 goals. So a plus 38 goal difference. Of course, it's not as good as Bayern Munich, but with Fulham, it's a completely different sort of quality and calibre of team. But we almost outscored Man City, which would have been absolutely superb. We outscored Arsenal, and Liverpool just absolutely smashed it. But when you've got people like Mo Salah, Diaz, Jota, them sorts of players, it's going to be very, very hard to compete. But overall, a very, very impressive season. Almost getting that second place finish, but only 6 points behind first place Liverpool. So absolutely crazy. Now on the team stats across the season for Fulham. We're in fourth for possession, 56%. Yes, we were top with Bayern Munich, but the golfing class, we know how vast it is. Fourth behind Man City, Arsenal, Man United, then us, not too bad at all. But where we have been fantastic this season is not just our consistency. You can see there, games without losing, 24. It was pretty much just draw after draw after draw. But goals, 74 in third place. You know, goals per game, we're at 1.95. And when you're scoring 2 but only conceding 1, you're going to win more than you lose. Absolutely. Another very, very big thing for this setup is the actual crossing for the tactic. It's aimed at getting crossed into the box, getting crossed into the big guys, the powerful people. Crosses completed, 202. Our completion, a little bit lower, but it's all a numbers game. Keep getting the ball in the box, and we'll keep putting pressure on the opposition, and it's ended up coming up absolutely superb, getting us that third place finish indeed. Now, on the defensive side of things, we know we was very assured at the back. Conceded 36 in 38 games, which is just less than 1 per game. Clean sheets, 15 out of 38, not too bad. But with this setup, we know we like to fly into tackles, we put pressure on the ball, and with the fouls made there, we're top with 603. It's all part of the game, looking to rough up the opposition. But with that being said, if you look at this now, passes completed against, we're first. We are top there. We're putting that much pressure on the ball, and in fact pressure all across the field on the opposition. They're not getting the opportunity to pass the ball out. They've not got no time on the ball, and in turn then we are recycling possession. But you can see we're also top of that as well, so very, very impressive indeed. But on the data hub for Fulham, we know at Bayern, yes, we scored more goals. Once again, the kind of quality in player is massively different. We're getting just under 2. But when you're conceding just under 1 per game, like I said, you're going to win a lot more games than you lose. And at worst case scenario, if you can't score 2, you're only conceding 1. You might score 1, you're going to get the draw. Hence why we've got 12 draws across the season, which is why this setup is so good. I see so many tactics. People want to just attack, or just defend. This one has got the very, very best of both. And once again, the pass completion is the same as Bayern Munich. A little bit shorter, but almost at 90%. A little bit less shots per game, but nearly 50% of those are on target. So absolutely superb overall. But on the squad, the same story for Bayern Munich and Fulham. Muniz 17 goals, Jimenez 15, Vinicius 15, 12 from Wilson, Lukic, even all the centre halves, midfielders, everybody's chipping in with goals. On the assists, it was dominated, it was Wilson with 10, and we've got Anthony Robinson at wing back left, actually got 4 goals, 13 assists, which is really, really good. But Tete also chipping in with 6, but you'll see how important the wing backs are to this setup now. Right, with that all being said, we've had a look at what we've achieved here with Fulham, with Bayern Munich. It's time now to jump across. Let's have a look at the whole setup, and we'll have a look at each individual player roles. And yes, before you ask the question, guys, this tactic will be available to download, and the link will be in the description of the video. But tell you what, without any further ado, let's jump over. Let's have a look at this setup. So there is the setup you've all been waiting to feast your eyes on. 3-4-3. It's a custom gegenpress, positive mentality. But in possession, we want to play fairly wide, pass the ball into space if there is an option. But we're also going to always look to play the ball out of defence. And where it proves key for this setup, getting crosses in, is the fullbacks. We want the overlap on the left and right. We want them going up that wing, which is what they've been doing, whether it's Castagna, whether it's Bassi, whether it's Robinson, Sessegnon, there's always an option, and the wing backs is what's giving us our width on the field and be able to get and sling them crosses into the box. But on the passing directness, it is shorter. We know we want to dictate the tempo, and with the amount of people we've got across the midfield, the three at the back, we've got plenty of options to pass to, being able to retain possession very, very well. But when we do have it, we're looking to play at a very, very high tempo, knock it around, fizz that ball around, no opportunity then for the opposition to settle, and we can kind of knock it around as we want to. Regarding dribbling, dribble less, with the passing shorter, you want to keep that ball moving. What's faster, a pass to the ball or somebody running? Of course it's the pass, it's a much quicker option. So less dribbling, ball to feet, keep playing, and it's paid dividends for us. But when we are at this end of the field, we are working the ball into the box. If there's not an option to swing it in, we have then got our wing backs linking up with our deep line forward, which has worked very, very well indeed. But on the in transition, if we look at this, we know we put high pressure on all across the field. So counter pressing when possession has been lost is a must, and when possession has been won, we want to spring as quick as we can, counter, short, sharp, fast passes up that field, creating plenty of opportunities. When we do distribute the ball, it's always across the back, whether it's to the wing backs, whether it's to the centre backs. Let's just build up from the back, and it's worked very, very well, and that going in absolutely necessary to have a distribution type of take short kicks. But on the out of possession, we have a high press from the attackers and a much higher defensive line. With that, yeah, we leave a lot of space behind, but with the pace at the back we do possess, we're looking very, very good. And like I said, we concede hardly any goals. This high line is really pinning the opposition in, and we've got the ball. We can do what we want with it. You can do what you want to do with the ball, and they play it very, very well. And when the opposition is penned in and you're fizzing that ball around, short passes, quick passes, they are unsettled. They haven't got a second to think, which in turn then creates many, many opportunities for us. We're going to trigger the press much more often. It's a given. Always shut down the goalkeeper, forcing them long kicks over the top so then our defenders can then get the ball back and start building once again. Tackling, get stuck in. We're going to defensive line step up even more so we can really get our three centre backs on that halfway line, and the trap is going to be set inside where most of our players are, because our wing backs are going to go forward. We've then got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the middle of the park, and one Segundo Volante, and the anchor is going to sit in there to come back and sort of create it into a back four when we've lost possession. So yeah, a very, very solid base, but also a potent attacking force as well. So that's the core of it. But let's have a look at how each individual player is playing on the field and how they go about their business from game to game. So on the individual player roles now, sweeper, keeper, attack, nothing added to that. On the three centre halves, ball playing defender on the left is a stopper with stay wider. On the right hand side, we've got a ball player defender, defend with stay wider, but you can see he has hold position on his. On the left hand side, he does not, but I'll show you why shortly. And in the middle of the defenders, it's a ball playing defender cover, sitting a little bit deeper in the gap, trying to sweep up any balls that the other two do miss. So a ball playing defender cover there. But the idea of having these stay wider, as they drift out then to the left and to the right, our anchor then will sit back into there, creating a sort of four at the back when we haven't got possession, which will work very, very well. And it showed across both simulations with Fulham and with Bayern Munich. Now, on the wing-back left, we've got him to be a wing-back attack and stay wider, and the same goes for the right-hand side as well. Both of them identical in their tasks. But the two centre midfielders now, we've got one Segundo Volante on attack, we get further forward, and the anchor is just going to sit in, defend, and look to stay a little bit wider again as these two are bombing forward. So as he goes forward now, up the left hand side, wherever that wing back left is, we've got this guy in here, staying wider, but also a stopper. So he's a little bit higher up the field, kind of filling that gap there, shutting down the opposition, leaving no spaces in that area of the field. And the same goes for here. As he bombs forward, as the wing back right goes up the field, our anchor then, if he's not slipping into there, he's able to go a little bit wider and cover that area of the field. So you can see really why we are so good defensively, absolutely solid at the back. But where do the goals come from? So As the wing-back attackers get forward and the Volante also joins in, can get into that cam role, we've got our two deep line forwards on support, no additional instructions. They're looking to hold that ball up as it comes into their feet. And then the wingers then are offering balls on the outside. It's a handful for any defence. 3 attackers in the box. They're going to need to keep men back. And then we've got our 2 wing-backs getting forward, as well as the Volante. We could have 6 people in the attack at once, really overloading the wide areas, overloading the central areas, and whether we want to do a short pass into the box, we want to throw a cross in there, there's always an option available. And if we are to lose possession, behind the field, we've also got enough people back to cover as well. And the last position we are going to talk about, advanced forward attack, whether that was Wilson, whether it's Iwobi, Traore, whoever was in that role. They're doing their job, they're moving in and out of the channels, and they're getting opportunities on goal. And while the deep line forwards are occupying positions on the field, dropping a little bit deeper sometimes to collect the ball, it's freeing up space then for this advanced forward to do what he does best. And that's exactly where we scored a lot of goals. But with any team, 3 strikers, the wing backs bombing on, it's going to be problems all over the field. So the setup is an absolute banger. Yes, you score boatloads of goals, but you don't concede many either. And like we said, Fulham, much poorer team compared to Bayern Munich, but it shows it works across all levels, all sorts of calibre players, solid defensively, scoring loads of goals. And it took me a hell of a long time to make this tactic. Like I said, we loaded it, we created the tactic, we simulated, didn't quite work, tweaked it, redone the simulation again, rinse and repeat, but eventually we got there. And I've found an absolute banger. You really do get the best of both worlds with this setup. Solid at the back, potent going forward. What's not to like? Like I said before, guys, this tactic will be available to download. It will be in the video description. I will also leave it in the comment section for you as well. Download it, use it, let me know what you think. It's going to be a perler and you're going to win an absolute boatload of games. Well, worst case scenario, you just draw an absolute load of them too. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have got so much fantastic content coming out over the next few weeks and months for you guys, and eventually we're going to get to play FM25, which would be absolutely superb. And yes, I will be giving away 1 copy of that. So yeah, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to the channel to be in with a chance of winning that free copy of FM25. But until next time, guys, hope you've enjoyed it. Peace out. Up the Villa.